Sorry to break the news like this, folks, but I'm here with the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and he's here with us at the Cracker Barrel here in Henderson, Kentucky, to tell us about why Brad's wife was fired. What can you tell us, Nature Boy?
Woo! I'll tell you why Brad's wife was fired. Because this morning, when I come in to have a nice breakfast and sit down with my family, she come to take my order. And that wasn't the only thing she took. She took a ride on Space Mountain. Woo!
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You only find news like this on one podcast. And that podcast is
The Main Event.
Under attack, always coming in last, bringing up the past. No one owes you anything, I think. You need a shotgun blast, a kick in the ass, so paranoid. Watch your back!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 11 of The Main Event. You're here speaking with the legend of the bluegrass who loves kicking ass and my tag team partner,
the Hoosier Heavyweight.
How's it going, everybody? We have a little bit of a lighter wrestling show today. Got a couple different things we'll talk about in regards to Wrestlemania. We've got a nice rhubarb sour seasonal from Tin Man, which we're also going to talk about them closing down the restaurant a little bit later in the show. Going to talk about Taker's last Wrestlemania. We're going to go over our beer contest again. We have an Indiana bourbon. And we might look at a little bit of personal Craigslist ads and see what we can't find today.
Absolutely. So a fun-filled, packed show as always here on The Main Event on our Sunday night, rolling into your Monday, hopefully livening your shitty day at work. Let's just start off with real down and dirty quick. SmackDown Raw was just a continuance of the storylines to get us to WrestleMania. Nothing big, no title changes or nothing like that. Just continuing with what we already know is about to happen. Now, there was some interesting stuff that happened on Next this week. Sanity's still the big story down there with the whole No Way Jose, Roderick Strong, the Perfect 10 guy. I can't think of his name.
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger. Yeah, and the Perfect 10.
I almost said Tyler Durden from fucking Fight Club.
Same thing. But anyways, they had a big match that was on The Main Event as far as Next went, and there was interference by Nikki Cross, the fourth member of Sanity, and they had a mystery woman come in and help them out. She come out of nowhere, was screaming Nikki's name out, attacked her and everything. Real thin chick, tattoos. I mean, we don't know nothing about her. They never mentioned her name, so it'll be interesting to see what that's all about. They keep on running some pretty cool promo videos for Aleister Black. He's I want to say he's a guy out of the UK. I don't think he appeared in the UK Championship Tournament.
No, I don't think he did.
But he has very much of an MMA CM Punk kind of feel to him. He's really tatted up, kind of that look. So it'll be interesting to see him come on the scene. And I mean, hey, next weekend's a huge wrestling weekend with WrestleMania. And then you have Next that has, one of their large events on Saturday. So it's going to be chock full of wrestling. I'm interested to see it. So instead of talking about the individual shows, we're going to kind of give you a breakdown and prediction of what we're thinking is going to happen at WrestleMania itself.
While we do that, we're going to tell you how terrible this rhubarb sour is that we have. It's pretty gross. Well, I don't even know what a rhubarb is.
You know what? You don't like it. I don't mind it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to disagree with you. It's not. It's here. It is better than Smells Like a Safety Meeting.
Oh, definitely.
100 times. Me and Evan aren't fans of sours. I've never really had any. This is... It's okay. I don't know. I kind of like sour stuff, in the sense of,
I like
Warheads,
sour
stuff like that.
But I don't like a rhubarb sour. Again, I don't even know what a rhubarb is. I like their apricot sour. Like, I've had Damascene before, and I've had their actual, the cranberry one. It's not too bad either. But this rhubarb thing, not feeling it. Not feeling it.
We can beg to differ. I mean, it wouldn't be something that I would buy often. I could have it back there, but I'm going to agree with you in the sense that the sours go. I don't think I could drink more than one because it might dick my stomach up a little bit.
It's like if you're a chick. You could probably have a lot of these and you would enjoy yourself. It's a little bit tougher than Mike's Hard Lemonade, so you'll have to cope with that. But other than that, that's what you're getting out of this.
And it does have a funky nose to it at first. Like,
yes.
At first I smelled like more of like a barley kind of beer. And then I took a swig and was like, that's not remotely what I was thinking was going to happen. So odd is the best way to put it.
Odd is definitely the best way. What's these predictions you've got here?
Okay, so starting off with, we have Bayley versus Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title. Whether or not they have Bayley continue to carry the belt or they slap it around Charlotte yet again. Or you have the big double cross with Sasha Banks because, Bayley never got the title per se fair and square. Nia Jax being, God, I hope not, because I don't think she remotely should have a spot in the title picture at the moment. She's just not polished enough, I think.
Nia Jax won't have the belt, and I'll tell you exactly why. And I'm going to sound like a giant asshole for it. How is she going to wear it? No, I'm serious. It's a serious question. I'm not being a dick, but here's how you're going to know if she wins right off the bat. When they bring out the belt, if the belt looks larger than normal,
it has an extension to it.
If it has an extension, then you will know that Nia wins.
No, very well. Very well. Honestly, I predict that in a very strong match that Bayley walks away with the belt still at WrestleMania, and they continue on with her title run. If not, it will go back to Flair.
I agree with that.
And I don't want to see Flair. I mean, she's going to get it back. She's too good of a wrestler and too good of a heel, and really the only predominant heel that there is. Because Nia Jax, to me, is not really a heel. She's just a bully in the sense.
She's like the women's Goldberg.
Yes.
She just beats people up, doesn't really get the title until she's 52 years old, and then maybe by then the belt will be able to fit. I don't know.
True. I did say something wrong. The Usos and American Alpha did compete on SmackDown to open it up, and the Usos won the belts this week.
Oh, did they?
Yes. What should tell you something, because we've called this out before. I don't know what SmackDown's doing with the fucking tag belts, but like, why would you have them lose the titles before WrestleMania? Like, fucking a week and a half before WrestleMania.
Why would you give it to the Usos of all things?
The gangsters.
Day one ish. Are they tag team champions ish? I don't
get it.
No. I've never liked the Usos.
I liked them a whole lot more when they were out there doing, the hakas and freaking dressing in the neon paint and being a lot better than what they are now. But regardless, now they're wearing, God, they're wannabe thugs. I digress. Moving on.
Maybe they can go for Operation Husband.
Ooh, yeah. All right, moving on. We have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which some of the key contestants you're going to see in there: Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Kurt Hawkins have already signed up for the bout. You're going to see Braun Strowman, I think, will definitely be in there throwing people around, the Dolph Zigglers of the world. Pretty much anyone who's not in a main story card match in Mania is going to be in that Battle Royal. I've yet to see them do anything with it after someone's won it. No. It isn't like they've got a big title push. I mean, it's a neat thing to have a over-the-top Battle Royal type deal and then continuing to do it at WrestleMania. I just want them to do something with the guy who actually wins it.
Can I read this one just because of the way they wrote it out?
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Alexa Bliss versus the SmackDown Women's Division. The entire women's division is apparently going to fight this bitch for the title.
My girl. So you're going to see, more than likely, Naomi come back. You got Mickie James. You're going to have a possible Eve Marie might return soon. Whether she gets in the freaking ring or not, that remains to be seen. Natalia, Becky Lynch. So, again, it's not a huge freaking roster of women, but we're talking 5 or 6 people. Now, here's my problem with this, and we talked about this before. When you start having single championship matches like this, and there's that many people, it becomes muddled quite often, and it's slower. The moves aren't done as well. We'll see. I'm not thrilled about this matchup. I would like to see Alexa Bliss continue with the belt. I think she'll get it switched. I think someone will pull it from her and they'll slap it back on Naomi if she's healthy.
The wording of it just makes it sound awesome. It sounds like King Leonidas and his 300 Spartan men are going to go into the hot gates and fight millions of Persians. And it's really just Alexa Bliss fighting all these bitches at once. I would like to see Alexa Bliss actually win it. I don't
love me some Little Miss Bliss.
Yes, I don't think she will, but I would like to see that happen. That would be pretty cool.
Yep. Coming up from that, you have The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns in what apparently is going to be the dead man's last WrestleMania match, which pains my heart to say that because he's been such a fixture and a key to the reason why I've enjoyed pro wrestling for so long. Watching him come up with kind of a shaky, phony kind of gimmick, but back when all the gimmicks were that way, and watch him continue to reinvent that gimmick over and over again and continue to make it cool and make it impressive and make you want to believe in him. But the guy's chock full of injuries and health conditions. Mainly we talked about his hip, him needing big time surgery there. So
yeah, he did announce, and this is per Bleacher Report. It doesn't specify what injuries he's having to deal with. Like we said, more than likely the hip. But he did say that this was going to be his last WrestleMania, which really makes me think that match between him and Roman Reigns, with as limited as Taker probably is for his age and his ailments, it's probably going to be a little bit of a sluggish match. People hate Roman Reigns already to begin with, and it might even be something too where they pull a Goldberg and Taker just beats him in 5 minutes, and then we move on to the next match.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, which we don't want to see Taker lose because it is his last match. But, I mean, you know how the WWE is. They could really try to shove Reigns down our throat even more. And
if Reigns beats Taker at WrestleMania and WWE does not turn him heel at that point, they will miss the greatest opportunity they could, because he will have so much heat on him just from the fan base, regardless if they're Reigns fans or not, that it'll be mind-blowing. If you beat Taker, you have him come out the next night, different outfit, totally different freaking, persona, just throwing it around that, he's retired, the dead man. Where's my fucking title shot? Who's going to step up to me next? Well, it should be Lesnar. We've seen that repeat. And then have them go, but Lesnar somewhat being the, he's not a baby face, but in that sense he should, kind of that anti-heel type persona that Lesnar can kind of walk the line on that Stone Cold used to, and have Reigns be dirty. Just dirty and just cheating the fuck as much as he can.
It gives you an opportunity as well, like we've said in the past, where the whole story is, Reigns is saying, this is my yard now, this ring is mine. It could almost give that opportunity for the WWE to actually change Roman Reigns officially. Like, he could beat The Undertaker, everyone's going to hate him, he can be a massive heel, and he can get rid of the bullshit Shield garb that he's still wearing, and they can recreate him. He can be the Samoan monster, or, some
Yeah.
just whatever. But they can make him a bad guy. So that'd be a prime opportunity.
Align himself with Triple H and Samoa Joe, and put those two together, just backing one another. The Samoan background, being big bruisers, and just beat the living fuck out of people. That would be awesome. Needless to say, moving on, we have The Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella in what is probably going to be one of the worst matches of the night.
You know what I think of when you see that match? I think of like, like when people are going to get married or whatnot, and you're trying to find like that, the church or like things you want to get married in or whatnot, and you always have that other couple that's like trying to take your shit or gets it before you do, or whatever, or if you're just you and your girl, and then there's another couple that you just hate. That's literally what this is. It's just a couple fight.
Okay.
Like, have you and Jen ever want to just throw down against another couple that you guys don't like? I mean,
yeah. There's been some people in the past, not so much the recent future, but I'm sure there was a couple people growing up in our marriage, if you will, in the early beginnings, that we were both like, why the fuck are we friends with these? You know what? Get the tables, Devon.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what this is.
Yeah. Get the tables, baby. I'll pick them up. You put them through them.
Yeah.
So the highlight, and probably one of the best matches, though, switching gears again, that's going to be on this card is going to be Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. Both these guys are high flyers. They freaking lay their shit in stiff. It's going to look good. It's going to move fast. And I think Aries walks away with the belt.
Yes.
I honestly think that would be the smart play, and then let Neville continue to be the heel, fighting to get his belt back, being angry, fucking everybody up, waiting for that next pay-per-view, if you will, to, stand up again and get his title shot. I want to see this match. This is one of the matches on the card that I will be intent in tuning into. I won't be on my phone or whatever else going, just tell me who wins. It'll be a damn good match.
Most definitely. I don't think Neville gets it as long as he's had the title now. Neville's been the only true cruiserweight champion that we've had, and he's good. He's a high flyer. He looks big. He looks mean. But it is time, I think, for him to trade it over to a babyface just for a while, just to kind of develop Neville's character more. Give him that growth that I think he needs as far as the character goes. Wrestler, he's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Moving on, you had the Raw Tag Team Championship triple threat match. There's a lot of triple threat match. Like, there's not a whole lot of singles competition in this WrestleMania, which is worrisome. But Raw Tag Team triple threat match, you have the current title holders, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who they've done nothing with, who would make great heels, but they continue to bury, versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Yeah. Luke Gallows is soft.
Yeah, and they're going to be taking on a couple of haters in Cesaro and Sheamus. So I think this will be a fast-paced, wild match that'll only last probably 10 minutes, 12 minutes tops, with everybody getting their stuff in, and it'll end in one of those weird ways, a botched freaking maneuver into a pin. I really believe that they're going to slap the titles on Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Yes, and you want to know why they're going to do it?
Yeah, because of the popularity of their promos. It's a good gimmick.
Well, there's that, and because the last title match they had, they got cheated out of. So now WrestleMania is going to be their redemption.
Very well. I'll agree with it. That's what we're going to roll with. You know who should have redemption?
Who's that?
Whoever leaked Paige photos in a no-holds-barred match with Paige and Xavier Woods.
Has anything else happened with that? I haven't even looked.
I have not heard anything. So we'll just leave it as is.
Maybe it'll be on the personals on Craigslist.
Ooh,
later.
there we go. Apparently it's on Pornhub. My buddy told me that one.
Your buddy.
Chris!
your buddy.
Yeah. Cronin! Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship. they've had a decent back and forth feud. They've really tried to help Baron Corbin out here, making him, dangerous, if you will, using the forklift, pinning him down. I still think there's a ton more they can do with the character, but I do like that WWE's putting time into Baron Corbin and giving him a opportunity to continue to develop.
Baron Corbin gets it. You think?
Yes and no, because then what do you do with
Dean Ambrose?
Because, is Corbin a big enough name at the moment to carry that belt?
The Intercontinental?
The Intercontinental.
Absolutely.
Ambrose has that following, even though me and you don't like him. There's people out there that like him. I can't stand him. But he has the following, and it still keeps him relevant because he has the IC title. So you take that off of him. Do you throw him right back in the mix again for the heavyweight belt?
Yes.
Yeah, but he can't really stand with the guys who are there.
No, but you can keep him relevant.
Yeah, you can keep him relevant. So we'll see. I think Dean Ambrose retains. You think Baron Corbin wins his first title ever in WWE history.
Yes, it's time. It is past time, in my opinion. But
we shall see come WrestleMania next Sunday.
We shall.
In a very special WrestleMania event. Because I believe not only is it going to be me and you for the podcast, I'm going to have Mr. Gabe on here with us. And is the beer slinging Matt Watson going to be here?
Yes, the Pallet Destroyer will be with us. Wonderful. We may have to try to get Cronin to come too if he's not busy.
He's actually going to be down for the event, but he's probably going to have his kids, so he'll probably be dipping out.
Children.
Needless to say, it's going to be a 4-man tag team title defense next week, and it'll be interesting nonetheless. We're hoping, I've yet to hear whether my beer shipped from El Segundo and inside the cellar. Hey, fuckers, I'm waiting. That shit was expensive. I need it for WrestleMania. Needless to say, if we don't, we'll be putting pressure on Matt to come up with something of equal or greater value, if you will,
if he,
to review on the podcast.
Who's the beer company that does Ruination?
Oh,
they have the gargoyle for their.
Is that Stone or
it's Stone something?
Stone something, yeah, because they have Stone something IPA. I know who you're talking about. I can see the bottle. They're big dark bottles, and they have that like a gargoyle and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, Matt was telling me that there's a beer that they make that is, it's not. I don't think it's an IPA, but it's as difficult to get as it is for Broken Skull, but it's within driving distance. So maybe if Broken Skull fucks up, we might be able to hook that up.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Matt about it.
We'll have to talk to him. Coming up, we have Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens, United States Championship. Owens wins hands down. Jericho's getting ready to go on his summer tour with Fozzy. Owens is going to take the belt off of him to keep relevant. And as soon as Lesnar has that freaking Universal title, Owens is going to step back in the picture, running his mouth, trying to get his Universal belt back.
And that match, also, I think is going to be an awesome match because it's been all year that they've been going on doing the whole frenemy thing. Frenemies. We'll talk about that later, too, because I just think that's funny as fuck. But they have had, just on Raw, the highlight of Raw is having... we're watching SmackDown right now, too, and I have to pause for this. Another reason why I don't like the Usos is they look like thugs. Like, he's wearing the fucking belt on his neck, okay? Like, I hate you for that. Just look at it. Just, like, carry it on your shoulder. That makes sense. But around your fucking neck, I hate you. I hope you die in a fire. But
strong.
Strong feelings from the heart. But no, that match with Jericho and Owens is going to be phenomenal. You can't really say it's not going to be. They have too much chemistry together. They're going to enjoy having that match, I think, as well. Just the relationship that they have. So it should be great.
Absolutely. After that match, you have AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, and what is probably going to be...
Is it just a singles match?
It is a singles match. It's going to be... I don't know. I'm disappointed that they're putting AJ in that spot. when he should by far be in a better position. He should be taking on... Fuck, I'd put him against Cena again. Get rid of this stupid bullshit with the mixed gender tag and have him and Cena feud again because those matches were great. But you're going to stick him with Shane.
Well, I mean, Shane has to come in every WrestleMania now, do a flying elbow drop off of something high, and then die. I mean, that's what happens.
Apparently. So we're going to see it. Styles is going to win. Even if he doesn't, which, if he loses, it'll be by the hair of his chinny chin chin. If he wins, it'll be, he'll gain the respect of Shane because Shane's going to do a couple crazy ass stunts like he always does in the ring, and then we'll move on till fucking next year. And then the second to last match, because you have the two big titles that'll be defended at the very end of WrestleMania. You have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. We've said it here. We have our beer giveaway set up off of this match alone. Kids, go to our Facebook page, find the post, give us your times. The closest one wins a 6-pack of Yingling and a 6-pack of hand-picked craft beer from me and the Legend of the Bluegrass over here that we will either drive it to you, send it to you. Fuck, hell, we might just, stroll on over for a long weekend and pound a few brews with you.
Yeah, keep in mind, too, we're serious. If you're within, what would we say, a 400-mile radius?
Yeah. And we might even be able to stretch that, depending.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of people that have gotten on the Facebook page and have participated. I think we're up to 30 people, something like that. Mm-hmm. And there have been over 300 people or more that have seen it. And, I mean, there are a lot of people that have liked the post but didn't comment. So please, I want to stress that too. I know Zach already said it, but you have to comment the time. You can't just like the post. You have to tell us the time or else nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen. So, Goldberg, Lesnar wins hands down. He beats Goldberg for the title. Goldberg goes ahead and fades back away to retirement home. Sitting back in Los Angeles with his badass garage full of awesome muscle cars that the guy owns, running his MMA gym and enjoying life. And Brock continues on being the beast incarnate with a couple good matchups for the following year. That's how it's going to be. Because I want to see Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. I want to see Brock Lesnar and fucking anyone else except for Goldberg. Because I loved Goldberg as a kid. As that young teenager, he set up everything that I wanted. I was an angry, intense, individual, and Goldberg just rolled in, crushed everything before him, and rolled out, and I'm like, that's me. I'm that fucking guy. That's what I want to do. That's what I wanted to do on the football field. I just wanted to fucking wreck house and wreck people and be like, jump up, jackhammer a bitch. Literally. And then continue on about my fucking day. But I think Goldberg's run ends right there at WrestleMania.
If it doesn't, I would be very surprised.
Yes.
I wouldn't know what they're going to do with Raw after that. I feel like that's just poor decision making.
And what is going to be the final match of the night, and hopefully the best, will be Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in his first title defense at WrestleMania. And I think all the stops are going to get pulled out in this match. And the WWE would make a huge mistake if Orton wins to be a 13-time World Heavyweight Champion. Because Bray is hot. He has that fan base. He is not a heel, yet he is not a babyface by any sort. And people want to see him be successful. Let Bray win. It can be a tight match right down the middle, but I think what you have, and the way I would end it, is Bray's on the ropes and Randy goes for the RKO and sets it up to grab, and all of a sudden you see an arm wrap over top of freaking Randy Orton and a kiss on the top of the forehead, and boom, Sister Abigail. Game, set, and match done. Bray Wyatt defends the belt and walks away. Then you can have plenty to do and left over with. Does he reform the Wyatt family? Does he beg Luke Gallows back? does he bring someone else into the fold, or does he continue on?
I mean, Luke Harper?
Luke Harper, Luke Gallows. Hell yeah. Fucking bring him back. Any of them.
You're talking about Luke Gallows, and my prediction for this match, too, I would like to see Bray Wyatt win. I could also see where they would let Randy Orton win as well, though. And reason being is because Bray Wyatt has the perfect opportunity and the perfect character to take the place of The Undertaker. Since the Wyatt family is broken up and he is a standalone guy now, and he's pretty fucking creepy to begin with, he has that opportunity to take Taker's place. Or he could still do it if he were the champion. Taker's been champion before, but I don't know. It kind of gives, if you're trying to, say, make all your superstars happy or make them all relevant or in specific roles, becoming the next Undertaker would be adequate to having a title, I think, for what a honor that is. So there's that.
I get you. I agree. I would like to see it. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I'm mesmerized at the moment. Sorry, I'm watching Maurice play the Bella Twins and doing a phenomenal job.
Right?
She has all the qualifications, it's all I'm saying.
All of them.
All of them.
Brie mode is activated.
Yeah, she looks good in dark hair, too, which is kind of creepy. Needless to say, those are our WrestleMania predictions. I want to end this in a little bit of a sad note, if you will. I found out earlier this week that good old JR, Jim Ross, longtime announcer for the WWE, Hall of Famer and many accolades in many different places, lost his wife tragically to a vehicle accident this week. They've been married over 20 years, have children, and she was a staple in JR's life. And, it's just sad. The man's retired. He's in his 60s now. You go on. And for it to go out like that, to have no chance. She was out on her Vespa scooter around their local area where they live, and she was struck by a vehicle. And I think died a day or two later in ICU. So, our heartfelt, prayers and just feelings go out to Jim Ross and his family. We hate that it happened to you, Jim. We love you, man. We've all been there before. And, me being the selfish prick I am, it's one of those that I hope I don't ever have to go through that, at all. Because you just can't even remotely fathom, especially after all those years. We were talking about this, and I mentioned it to my wife, and it kind of strikes me now because she'd said something to me earlier in the week. She goes, I'm going to be turning 30 this year. And she goes, I've known you for half my life. And I thought about that, and I said, man, we were kids. And then you take and look at him and his marriage. They've been together, like I said, I think it was 27 some odd years.
They've been together, It is almost 30 years.
Yeah. My parents have been together for 32, 33 years, 34 years. Hell, I've lost count. That's how many it is. and, the fact of the matter is how painful and hard that is, to go through now. God bless him, whatever God you believe in. And the man he's going to be at WrestleMania weekend. He's continuing on with his one-man show. So if you're a fan of wrestling, if you're going out to see him there, give him all the love and care that he can, especially in his time of need right now. I wrote to him several times on his Twitter and Instagram. Whether he looked at him or not, it was just for moral support, knowing the guy's going through a rough spot. So we love you, JR. And that's all we can really say. There's nothing else you can do about that.
Yeah, best thing to do is to, kind of take it in stride the best you can. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, but it's kind of like Zach said. You be with somebody for almost 30 years, and for that just to happen out of nowhere, it's very difficult. So it's nothing you can really understand until it happens, but definitely our thoughts and prayers are definitely with JR. Hopefully, things go well for him. We hope he does have a good WrestleMania. He definitely deserves it. So, hats off to him.
Absolutely. Moving on to get away from a somber note, what would you like to talk about next, Evan?
Since we're talking about this beer that we've been drinking, I see you got a little apricot sour going on. Let's talk about what Tin Man did last week.
You dirty dogs, you.
So Tin Man...
you bitches are in the cellar.
Literally. So they shut down their restaurant that they have. Tin Man had a restaurant/brewery on Franklin Street, and it was really popular. They have shut down as far as the restaurant goes. They are still 100% a brewery. They're still going to be making beer, but you're not going to be able to go in and fill up your growlers anymore, which pisses me off because I have like 6 of them, and I can't go get $5 growler fill-ups anymore. You can't go get their food. They had good food. Whenever they first started out, their food kind of sucked. It was literally like a barbecue, like lunch at your local elementary school style kind of deal.
Sure.
And then they upgraded to where they had really good meals, like make your own burgers. They had they had like shrimp and grits, all sorts of stuff.
And it was good.
They had good food, but we found out. And of course, I would say this is more of rumor than like an official statement or anything from Tin Man, but Zach and I, or people that we know, have spoken to people that used to work at Tin Man, and apparently, from our understanding, the owner didn't want to be a restaurant anymore and strictly wanted to do the brewery thing, which it's your business, you do what you want to do, but when you're so successful at that, because I was talking to Zach earlier, I've never known a time where I haven't gone into Tin Man and it not be somewhat busy.
Yeah.
There's no way that they were losing money on food.
You wouldn't think so until they started changing stuff. I think what it comes down to is they just gave up and closed up shop. And not to knock them on wanting to focus more on beer, but I think you had a great thing going in the sense of, fuck. They could have easily just sold the restaurant portion of it to someone else and let them run it out of their brewery and still do their growlers. And, Jesus, man. There's a lot of ways you could have went with that.
They could have done, when I was in St. Louis last year, there's a brewery there, an excellent brewery called Four Hands Brewery. And what they do is their brewery is open just like Tin Man is, where you can come in, fill up growlers, you can buy their beer. They sell their beer in cans and bottles right there. Plus, you can get it on tap, sit down and watch sports, whatever. But there was a food service that was like a Mexican food service that did tacos and shit like that. Mm-hmm. That they built onto the side of the Four Hands building. And what you did was you walked in and you sat down at the bar, and if I wanted to go get some food, I would walk over to the section that was the taco place, and they would make you your food, and then they would bring it to you. Like, they just conjoined up together, and I was actually talking to one of the guys that was a bartender there, and that little addition that's there that Four Hands built, they rotate, like, different food trucks and shit like that every month. And we're going to have a fucking food truck festival in Evansville in like 2 weeks. So that opportunity's there.
Yep.
Why not do that? Keep it going. Bring people in, because again, a lot of us spent money on growlers, like $20-$30 on all these different growlers, and have multiple ones because fuck, for $5 to fill up your growler?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fucking steal.
Easy day. And it was a big shot. I think I don't know. I hope that if this is the business decision that they wanted to go with, that they start producing something that's really epic. Because I've had Tin Man and was more of a fan of the food than I was the beer. We're sitting there. We're actually on their second apricot sour is what I'm having, the Damascene.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But as far as their others went, I've never been like a huge 10-man guy.
It's never, their beers have been good, but they don't blow you away.
Yeah.
It's not like having a lot of the other beers we've had on the show where we either love it or we hate it. Tin Man's always kind of had that, in the middle. They're not epic like, holy fuck, I have to have one of these. Like Zach is really into that Lupin Astronaut beer that we had. Like, every time I've come over, like, the dude's got it in his fucking fridge. It's insane.
Or even that 18th Street Brewery we had last weekend. I went and picked up a 6-pack of that last night.
Yeah.
Me and Cronin and was drinking on that because it was that good.
Yeah. I mean, it's... They don't have anything that's great. It's like you said, maybe they're going to put full force on that and do more, but I don't know, man. Like, money's money, and you want to brew beer, that's great. I think that you should have gone with another option. That's not...
Kicking the old gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Needless to say, I think by this time next year, it might be the death of them. Or they might be able to focus more and come up with something even bigger. We're hoping to even have more answers. Because if Matt can make it happen... We have a...
Todd Green is his name.
Todd Green. We're looking to possibly bring in and do a podcast with him. He was one of the brewers there at Tin Man. And just more or less to tell everybody about the process, because everybody likes beer. And if you don't, you're fucking wrong.
You're not even human.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you, but that might be towards you.
Jim doesn't like beer?
Well, she'll drink them.
Well, that's fine.
But that's not.
If you drink it, then that's acceptable. But there are those people out there that's like, no, I won't drink a beer. Like, listen here, you vegan fuck.
Yeah, we got a guy. Beer. We got a guy at work that's that way, and he also plays airsoft, and I want to hurt him.
Who? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Just leave it alone. Needless to say, moving on a little bit in the sports world. Hey, Evan, what happened to your Wildcats today?
They were beat with .33 seconds left in the NCAA tournament in the Elite Eight. Got beat by UNC, fair and square.
University of North Carolina Tar Heels with their record-setting 20th Final Four appearance, which is impressive.
Definitely.
Because where they may have beat Evan's team, the greatest player of all time and Evan's favorite MMA ball player,
MMA ball
player.
player.
MMA ball player is a completely different thing. Far more vicious.
It's like playing tennis ball.
It's like playing tennis ball, you fuck. But anyways, Michael Jordan spent 3 years from there and did graduate and went back and got his degree at UNC. So to see them make it again, my brother's a huge Tar Heels fan, and I got a special spot for him in my heart. I was watching the game closely today. We celebrated my son's 4th birthday. His birthday is actually tomorrow, so happy birthday, Bubby. But we went out today to, local place called Gaddy Town. It's the pizza buffet, but a ton of games in the back for the kids to play, and had his cake and everybody come out. It was a good time.
He had his cake and ate it too.
Oh, he did. He did it and wanted more. Chock full of sugar and was super tired at the end of the night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Even when we're getting ready to put him into karate. It's karate that he's going into.
Oh, not
that class.
I'm glad it's not taekwondo because that's a useless martial art.
He's going into karate to start off with, and then they do offer a bunch of other stuff. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of them. Good. So he will get into that. But I put him in his little gi tonight because he's got a black gi with a white belt, and he wasn't happy because he's so tired. He was so wore out. But let me tell you, he looks adorably ferocious.
Is Rising Phoenix making him do black gis now? I know they had talked about doing that, but
I don't know. But that's what I think it's Ulysses or how it's pronounced. That where we're sending him. It's a weird last name.
Oh, he's not going to Rising Phoenix. He's going to, okay, yeah. Got you. Okay.
But that'll be starting the week after next, so that'll be interesting. We had a good time nonetheless.
What are you going to do when you come home one day and Logan's sitting in the backyard and he just has cement blocks laid out, and he's karate chopping them in half at the ripe age of, I'm going to give him 2 years, 6.
I will go downstairs, pour a glass of bourbon, walk outside, sit in the chair, and go, that's my boy. And then I will look at him and do the classic Bruce Lee phrase and wave my finger at him. Now, he said boards don't hit back, but I will tell him that bricks don't hit back. Hey, listen, telling a story on my kid today, and you haven't heard this yet, so you'll love this.
Oh, good.
We got up and early this morning and got out and were running around doing the chores that we had, and we were coming back from Menards after ordering a bunch of shit, and I was bitching because this old lady she just straight up she's at a stop sign. Just goes ahead and goes, even though this dude's making a legal left-hand turn where he's supposed to be going, and damn near runs into him. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And all of a sudden, Logan pipes up in the back, in his exact words, about some asshole at McDonald's who just got fired. And me and Jim look at one another and we're like, what? And he's proceeding to tell us about this asshole at McDonald's who got fired today. And we're like, okay.
Do you know someone that works at McDonald's?
Yeah, and we're like, okay, hey, Bubby, you can't. But, dude, I'm telling you, we were in fucking tears, man. We were in tears.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so my kid, making up stories.
At least he knows. Some asshole at McDonald's probably did get fired.
Probably.
Probably so. That seems like a thing to do around here is to get fired. Brad's wife gets fired. Assholes at McDonald's get fired.
So, anyways, NCAA tourney. It's been a hell of a tourney so far this year.
Florida
a lot of
lost
upsets.
today, too.
Florida did lose. Kansas got beat the other night, which was a huge surprise.
That one surprised the fuck out of me. I thought they were winning it all this year.
So you have Gonzaga, you have Oregon, you have UNC, and who's our fourth? South Carolina.
Yes, the Gamecocks.
So I think it is Gonzaga versus South Carolina and UNC versus Oregon in the Final Four.
I think Oregon beats UNC.
I disagree with you.
I also think that the Gamecocks are going to beat Gonzaga because South Carolina is really fucking good this year.
Well, no, they got hot right at the right spot. And they really turned it on during, this March Madness. It would be interesting for me, I think, to see a South Carolina versus North Carolina national title game. Just being, living in that area for so long, for 10 years, and seeing how wide and dispersed the fans are there because there's so many teams that are in the North Carolina area. You have UNC, you have Duke, you have Wake Forest, you have North Carolina State. Then you're talking about smaller colleges like Eastern Carolina University, the Pirates. Like, that state's really broken down like a lot in the teams, where South Carolina is like Gamecocks, baby, all day, which is the worst name for a mascot in college history ever, the Gamecocks. They're just walking around campus. They're like, the Gamecocks, with a big arrow pointed down their crop. Because, by God, I would if I was 21 years old.
I got your Gamecock right here.
Yeah, right here, baby.
So when North Carolina and South Carolina go against each other in a tournament, do the Carolinas, did they just go to war with one another? Is it a thing of pride? Is there a wall that's set up across the border?
Oh boy.
And then, oh man, I didn't mean for that to be political, but there's a wall set up across the border for North Carolina and South Carolina. And do they just have an epic battle? And whoever controls the wall wins? Is that how it works?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Who's the orcs, though? Is it... You're from North Carolina, so, I mean...
well, I'm not from North Carolina.
Well, you came back here from North Carolina. Do you have orcs where you live? Or is it humans and elves? What are we looking at here?
No.
Neither? Just humans, okay. But there's a wall to be built on that border.
Yes, I think so.
All right. Should we? Are you feeling lonely? You keep looking at personal Craigslist ads.
I'm trying to set ourselves up. No, I got something else to talk about. So the last 2 days, I've watched. We had friends down last night. Chris Cronin and his gal, and we sit around. I found out that Lyle's down here that does the great strombolis and other food that we've had before.
Yes.
Dude, that has got to be our regular hangout place, dude. Me and Chris went in there to pick up the food, had a big old fish bowl of Yingling, because that's what they had, and it was better than what else they had, for $3.50, which I ain't going to bitch about. Right. And, dude, it was just the right kind of vibe. It's a little sports bar, and it's old and dungy, and it's our kind of hangout, man.
I think I've eaten there before.
It's nice. I liked it. I enjoyed it. The food was great. But the Cubs played like 2 games yesterday, pretty much at the same time. So I'm guessing they just like split the roster. I don't know.
No,
they're trying to get everybody in,
don't they? I mean,
no, like at the same fucking time.
Oh,
like I was watching it. It was like in Colorado and in this place. So I don't know what the deal is, and they did the same thing again today because regular season starts off next weekend. But today they played the Reds.
They played football, right?
They beat the Cincinnati Reds 22-4. Come on, kids! Like everybody on the 22-4. The fucking Bat Boy had a run, for Christ's sakes. Like the guy who was loading the Big Chew bubble gum in the fucking counter, he got up and knocked one out of the park. Holy fuck, Cincinnati, get your shit together.
Were they at Wrigley or were they in Cincinnati?
No, see, they do it. Almost all the spring training shit's done down in Florida, Arizona, that area, man, because of the weather, right?
Okay.
So their team's down in Florida. Perfect weather. You ain't got to worry about the athletes getting cold and pulling fucking any muscles, none of that kind of shit. So, no, they're down there. But still, dude, 22-4, Jesus Christ. Even in a spring training game, I mean, for the love of God, have some couth and try to freaking defend your freaking field, Cincinnati. You fucking bums.
Well, it's not really their field, but
any field. I don't give a fuck what field you're on. You can be on the field of dreams for fuck's sakes, man. 22-4. God dang.
Well, the Reds are going nowhere this year, which is no surprise versus any year. But it's the Reds. What can you expect? It'd be like the Milwaukee Brewers. Good thing they've got the Bucks, because the Bucks are decent this year.
The Bucks are decent. You know who else is pretty decent this year?
Who's that?
The Celtics and Wizards. You know who's lost 9 out of their last 13 games? The Cleveland Cavaliers, that no one's talking about. Everybody wants to stick on the Warriors' dicks about them losing KD, yet the healthy Cleveland Cavaliers can't win a game, for fuck's sakes, with LeBron whining and crying and flopping, and Kevin Love and all the other flat earth dipshits on that team. Kyrie Irving, you fuck. 9 out of the last 13, Evan. That's your defending champs, and there ain't many games left.
They have figured out that because since Kyrie Irving thinks that the earth is flat, they're doing things that to him would be geometrically impossible to do with a basketball, such as alley-oop passes, just anything that, a round ball would be able to do, such as the earth, they're doing, and thus Kyrie doesn't understand, doesn't know how to defend it, and you pretty much just go at the point guard and you win your games like that.
Very well.
Gravity doesn't exist on a flat earth. I mean,
we got a guy at work that thinks that. So I'm thinking about trying to chuck a friggin' wrench at him and see how that works.
That's what you got to
do. Gravity, isn't that a bitch?
That's what you got to do. I mean, it's, it baffles me that someone with a college education genuinely thinks the earth is flat. I do not understand that.
I don't either.
Where do you fucking, like, when you're flying somewhere, and this man, I'm sure, has traveled since he's become a superstar. At some point, you would have to think that when you're traveling by sea, by air, or by land,
everything is flat.
That you
if
would
we go far enough, we just fall off.
Exactly. You'd think you'd hit the edge of the goddamn earth. And that's not happening. You know, I mean, he's probably been around the world. Has he fallen off once? No.
Maybe there's just an edge, and like in Pac-Man, when you hit a wall and you
just run back over.
Yeah, you just go the opposite direction.
Maybe so.
It's a possibility.
Before getting into Craigslist ads, too, Barbecue, April 29th. Ooh. So Zach's been to Barbecue before, and
twice.
He's been twice. I just got reminded about it by a friend a few days ago, and I'm going to be getting my ticket this week. It's $30.
I will be getting mine then too, because the main event will be there together.
Oh, most definitely. It's $30. You go there. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's in Evansville, Indiana, and what they do is it's hundreds of craft beer tastings, and you also have barbecue there as well, hence the name Barbecue. And it's pretty awesome from my understanding. They have VIP tickets as well, but I hear it's ridiculous to even get.
So me and Jen have done the VIP twice. The first year when we did it was the first year we were back in Evansville, which is almost 3 years ago now. And we had bought regular tickets, and we showed up because I'm habitually early to anything. And they went ahead and just upgraded us and let us in the back. And what it is they have certain food from area places, whether it's a bakery or whatever the case may be. And you can eat your fill, and you can generally try, like, I think it was 10 or 15 different beers that everybody else couldn't try. But it really isn't worth the price. Because you don't get like full, or it's a little bit more expensive, and it's not really all that worth it. Because what we've come to find out is once you go there, a lot of people go there, they enjoy it, is you buy 15 or 20 tickets, well, people will get done, and they'll just be like, here, man, you can have ours. Here, man, you can have ours. Because we went last year and we were a little bit agitated at this. We did the VIP because we enjoyed it from the first year, and they jacked it up, and we were going to have to buy tickets on top of all the money we'd already spent to just getting there an hour early. Like, they didn't give us any drink tickets. They're like, oh, no, we don't do that. You just did that to eat food and whatnot. And I'm like, bitch. like, motherfucker, you high. Like, if I'm going to spend like $80, like, it better be on, I better get a goddamn full fucking meal, and I better be drinking whole beers, not a couple ounces. Like,
So, on the Eventbrite website for this event, it says nothing about beer tickets this time. I think you just get a plastic cup, and they just give you samples now.
I almost guarantee when you show up, you're going to have to purchase beer tickets. That's how it worked.
I will fight someone.
Because that's how it's worked the other 2 times I've been there. You get 15 for X amount. Which, all the freaking, the beer is pretty potent. It's higher alcohol content. Now, since me and you only drink craft pretty much now, be a different story. I'm going to be interested in going. It's a fun time nonetheless because you're around a lot of people who really enjoy craft beer and, talk it up, and you just get a better understanding of stuff. So, and you get to talk to some of the industry reps and stuff like that. And it's enjoyable. It's a good time to go out and hang out and hell, I love barbecue. I love beer. So what could go wrong?
Nothing can go wrong.
Absolutely.
I'll be interested to try it though. It sounds like it's going to be really fun. Definitely want to try it. Maybe we'll get some main event followers out there with us. Who knows, guys? April 29th, $30. That's all you got to do.
I think it'd be high time to fucking make up some shirts and shit, and maybe those business cards and hand them out.
It might be time to do that. Lauren, make our fucking logo.
Hello.
So
what else we got? What else we got?
Craigslist ads.
Ooh, Craigslist.
It's time to get personal here.
I'll let you start it off with. I feel you're...
Man, I've got some good ones. I'm going to start with one that's real soft. Some fucking 18-year-old did this one. This is under the personal ads on Craigslist Evansville under casual encounters. Because, why... you're not looking to get a wife on fucking Craigslist. If you are, then that's stupid. Which this kid might be on the way to do that. This is from the 26th. His body type is average. He's 6'4", and the status says he's single and 18 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You should try dating first, you fuck.
Right? It shouldn't be that hard being that tall. We have this gentleman is a college student who is looking to have a nice time and relieve stress tonight. If you are interested, post a date in the subject line so that he knows that it's real. I don't know how you're going to verify at all that it's real. And second thing, like, relieve stress, like, I have friends that go to college, and like their idea of relieving stress could be a number of different things. Is the gentleman just wanting a date? Is he wanting to bone? He didn't even specify male or female, so I don't know if I'm obligated to respond to this or if I need to find a friend that is. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I'm looking at Craigslist, their free stuff, where you can get free brick. It looks like it is in a gigantic mound of dirt that had just got knocked out of a building they brought down. Or free stuff on curb. If you can look at the stuff, there's part of a Christmas tree, some chairs that don't match, what appears to be a fish tank, and a old 1970s rabbit ear antenna television.
Basically, someone got cheated on and they threw their significant other shit out on the curb and said, "You're good to go."
There's some free dogs on here. Ooh, look at this nice free couch set.
Dear God.
I'm going to put it this way. To best describe this couch, it is a light gray, tan, holy couch that I am pretty sure the nearest hobos have made fornication on numerous times, and your local heroin addict has shot up on it because, dear God, that thing is horrid. Again, another couch that looks like it's just been rubbed.
It's been rubbed. Huh?
It's been rubbed.
Do you think that that my couch will make it on here?
Yours would be worth money. Free firewood if you just come and take it.
Free firewood.
Yep, but you got to cut it and take it. Barn cats. You can come get you some barn cats. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they got them.
I've got another one for you. Any straight thuggish want head on the DL.
On the DL.
Age 30 in Evansville. 30 male here, in shape, slender, looking for a guy 18 to 35, and is looking to get some head. Nothing wanted in return. You be in shape and clean. Pick send with email. Get opened first. So it sounds like this guy has people on deck for other males for his thuggish head. Well, that's what I don't get. It's a male, but he's wanting straight men to give head to. So I feel like that you're fighting against yourself. How does that work?
I don't know, but here I got ones. This is missed connections.
Oh, missed connections.
All right.
Yes.
Guy at game store. Woman for men, 30 years old, Newburgh, Indiana. Looking for a guy I saw going to the gaming store on 3/12/17. He was tall with brownish hair, drove a blue truck. Had an appointment at a nail salon, was running late. He was gone when I got done. Would love to know your name and number. You were super hot looking. Ooh, made eye contact at Walmart.
How many people do you make eye contact with at Walmart every day?
You were a guy in a red shirt with shorts on. We made eye contact 3 times throughout the store in different places on Saturday night. I was going to say hi, but I lost my nerve and you looked uninterested. I guess you have to prove it's you on here, so reply with what I was wearing.
Oh,
she's 5'9" and curvy, single, 26-year-old.
What we said? Red shirt and shorts at Newburgh.
Yeah,
I was at Newburgh. What date was that?
Was it the 17th?
Sure.
Ooh, do you speak a foreign language? Time to learn something new. So why not a foreign language? Come spoil me, and I'll show you how the Puerto Ricans do. Let's have fun while the night is still young. Come get you some of this Puerto Rican fun.
Oh, they even made that right. That is sweet. Let's see here. Calling all black females. This is men for women. I love black women. Can't get enough of and hard to find that likes white guys. Thought this would be the best way to meet one. I mean, seriously, we live in a day and age where, like, that's not... You can't just ask someone... I don't understand that one. That's silly. That's just silly.
Ooh, Mini Mart on Nashville Road. This will be good. This is a long shot, but this evening around 6:15 p.m. Man, they're precise. They're detectives. You were at the Mini Mart. You were getting gas, and I was parked in front of you. I was in my car waiting for a friend to come out, and my window was half down. You noticed me when you walked in, but didn't say anything. My friend come out and got back in. You come out behind her, and you smiled and asked how I was doing. You then returned to your vehicle and watched me as I left. I would love to see you again. Email me.
Oh my god.
Who the fuck does this shit?
I have another. This one's... The wording on this is spectacular. Non-married couple looking for bit mail. Hi, non-married couple looking for mail to satisfy my BBW. I am a 49 woman, 6'4", heavy 6'4" for a woman. Wow,
that's a huge.
Oh wait, a white male.
Oh damn it!
Sorry, I read that wrong. A heavy build with a 6-inch cut. What does that mean? 6-inch cut?
I don't know.
All right.
Dick, I guess, and he's circumcised?
Maybe. She is 39, white female, about 5'4". Here is the best part. This is the hook. This is how you sell right here for my people that used to work at Verizon with me. She has a big, juicy booty and the wettest pussy I have ever experienced. We are both very oral, and you should be too. You need to satisfy her a long time. So he might have a little Asian in him based upon that.
Oh, you satisfied me a long time.
Send him pics and he'll return the favor. This is in Iliana? What the fuck? Where is that?
Iliana. It's between Illinois and Indiana.
Oh, that's a thing?
Oh, I got one for you. Persuasive previously owned automobile sales agent. You and me ran into each other Thursday at the BMW dealer. Why, I happened to be looking for the best a used car. Indeed, there was some dedicated flirting between us during the road test. Remember me? Summer from Fuck Exchange. I ended up choosing the blue-violet four-door, and you had mentioned you wanted to take me out to rejoice. Reach me if you want, or if you think you still prefer to take me out and try. Who the fuck? Ooh. Met last month at Lowe's. Here we go, a true love story. You were a tall white guy with blue eyes, is what I remember. You made me chuckle through my frustration in the line at Lowe's. You invited me to Montana Grill for appetizers and drinks on you, but I had to get back to work. I regret not getting your number. If you'd like to talk again, please message me here and add me on OK Nympho. My new username is Shelly Druin1. Please don't add me if you are not him.
Dear God, that's a thing. OK Nympho.
OK Nympho. We're learning all kinds of things tonight, Evan.
I've got a real sob one for you. This one is in the rants and raves section of the personal ads on Craigslist in Evansville, Indiana. It's called "Do You Even Care?" And I'm going to hold my hand up as a Shakespearean would, and read this to you. This sounds like some shitty Facebook post. It's Valentine's Day, and instead of being happy in love, I'm actually finding more evidence that you probably did cheat on me. I've asked several times, several different ways, and you deny it. I get it. I would deny it too. But how can you look at me in the eyes, knowing you're killing my soul, and continue to lie to me? My love for you is undeniable. And I have just one question. Do you love me? Did you ever love me? Okay, I had to. Please just come clean. I promise to forgive you. but I can't until you admit your wrongdoings. I'm driving myself crazy, and you treat me like I am. I'm not crazy, I'm not stupid, but apparently, love is blind. If you want out, just say so. I'll be heartbroken, but I want you to be happy. I'm not sure that I make you happy. If I ever did, I would finish reading the rest, but it's going to take four fucking ever. But that's just the gist of that.
Here I have one. This might be the best one yet.
Oh, Bumble. Yes.
Bumble. I swiped left, but meant to swipe right. Norton Commons.
Where'd you find this one at? Misconnections. Those seem to be the good ones.
I am fairly certain I am your Topanga to your Corey.
Oh, man.
I am not so sure about your Janet to your Bert, but I am totally the Pam to your Jim. I too work for a non-profit organization, love most beer, and Mexican food is its own food group in my world. I love most sports, and I love it even more when the Gators beat the Wildcats. Chomp, chomp. One last thing, your beard is amazing. If I can touch your beard, you can most certainly touch my butt. So if you have any inclination to what I'm talking about, hit me up.
What in the ever-loving fuck?
31 years old.
What about this one that's on Misconnections? I'm yours until the day we are reborn.
I got a good one, but I'm going to let you go. Roll it.
God. I still love you, CN. Don't care about anything that's happened or been said. I will love you till the day I die, which will hopefully be, dear God, hopefully be soon. This person. I'm not sure how much of this pain I can endure. Know you are always in my heart, my soul, and my mind. I don't care if you are single, married, divorced, or anything else. I am here waiting, and always we will be. So it sounds like he has a split personality by saying we will be. I am yours until the day we are reborn. I have said that and meant it always. There are psychotic fucking people that live in Evansville.
It's just in the surrounding area. So I'm going to close this out with this last one, and then we'll go ahead and just wrap this bitch up.
Dear God, I'm terrified.
All right. It reads, Man with the ugly woman at bank Saturday. Chase Bradford Manor, woman for man. She may not be attractive, but I guarantee she isn't on Craigslist. Looking to take someone else's man. I hope she finds you and beats your tail. Do not contact me with unsolicited services or options. What in the ever-loving butt? Jesus Christ, people, if you think that's the way you're going to get it done, you are so, so wrong.
That's just half of these are just disgusting. I mean, like, this one guy's talking about just being dead, like, soon, over some chick. Like, is there anyone in life that you just want to just be like, oh, well, we're not together, it's time to die? Like, what the fuck is that about?
Well, I mean, you know someone.
Good point. Well, other than that, yeah, that's man. People are fucked up. I don't know that I want to live here anymore. I'm moving back.
I don't want to live on this planet.
I'm moving back to Kentucky. This is some bullshit. We don't have that shit in our personal ads. I guess we'll have to check that next week, won't we?
So this might be an ongoing tale.
Oh, yes. All right, well,
When the world turns on Craigslist individual ads.
All right, you got anything else?
I don't have anything else. To be quite honest, it has been a long, glorious, rough, somewhat trying week. Fighting off, the regular headaches, hassles, and horse shit that we go through in a regular week with people talking shit and being dumb and just, the other stuff we go through.
Oh, we're not friends anymore, are we?
No, yeah, somehow, even though you're listening to us now on our own podcast,
we had someone we know tell us that or tell several other people that Zach and I weren't even friends anymore. And it was like, well,
it's kind of weird.
yeah, like, we do this podcast every Sunday. Like, unless, like, WrestleMania, Zach is going to have a festival of friendship and throw me into some glass, then that might be kind of fucked up if someone knows something I don't. But, yeah. We apparently Zach and I hate each other. You know, we don't have lunch together or anything, so, you know, I just want to let you know, Zach, that I'm really going to miss the barbecues you have every summer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really going to miss those. But, yeah, we don't really have anything else. Like, kind of like Zach said, it's been a slow week. You know, the storyline's just been rebuilding for WrestleMania. The big thing we need you to do. Big thing we need you to do, main event listeners, is please go to our Facebook page. If you have not already liked our page, do so. Find the comment section that has the post about the Lesnar and Goldberg event. And please, post your time on there. We want to give you beer. We want to enable you. If you are a recovering alcoholic and you're thinking about teetering back over to the dark side, let us enable you.
If you're thinking about trying craft beer because you've never had it before, please let us lead you in the right direction.
Yes, if you just want Yingling and don't give a shit about the craft beer.
Hey, we got you there too.
Yeah, you're still going to get craft beer. We don't give a fuck what you do with it after we give it to you. Just go out there and win.
Fucking win it all. Just win, baby.
That's right.
But seriously, though, look at us. We're going to be posting yet again tonight as we get everything uploaded on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play. We're going to pop it up on Facebook once again. We want to hear the times. The closest to is going to get that 12-pack of beer, 6 Yingling, 6 individually hand-picked craft beers from me and Evan. Hand-delivered if you're within a decent driving radius to your fine establishment. And then we're going to go from there.
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping it's someone completely random that we don't know that wins so that we can go up and just rock the fuck out for a weekend wherever they're at. Just take them and we'll do fucking, just go live on Facebook at whatever bars they want to take us to and just have a goddamn hard-ass time.
That would be really fun. That would be a nice way to share the brand a little more. That'd be fucking sick.
So if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a beer fan, if you're a sports fan, listen up, drop it in, tell us what you think.
If you're just a Zach and Evan fan, I mean, that's allowed too. Help us become friends again.
Oh, yes. Because right now, apparently, we are frenemies.
Yeah, we are. We hate each other. But with all that being said, guys, definitely thank you guys for listening to another episode of the podcast this week. Next Sunday is going to be a big episode, and it's going to be your opportunity to win the contest, so please check that out, guys, for us. That's going to wrap up the show for the day. We love you guys. We mean it in every way, shape, form possible. Thank you guys for the support. Please email us if you want to at themainevent45@gmail.com. Check out our Facebook page. You know, we've already told you about it. Do that. Hit us up on Snapchat at Our Main Event. And we will see you guys next Sunday.
Absolutely.
Say bye, Zach.
Bye, Zach.